It's Wednesday, the 16th day of May, 2012. I'm Alex Jones, and this is InfoWars Nightly News.
Tonight, Panetta subverts Congress again, and this time he claims the president has the authority to override Congress's exclusive power to declare war if some vital interest is at stake. Then, the Greek banking system is in danger of collapse as $894 million is withdrawn in a single day. Is this the beginning of a run on banks? Plus, Barack Obama is head over heels for Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan Chase. And speaking of the devil, Paul Harvey predicts the future. Tonight on the InfoWars Nightly News.
First off tonight, the World Wildlife Fund has put out a public press release saying global poverty is good to cut our evil carbon dioxide footprint that plants breathe. And the only way to save the world and cut population is to cut off people's power. Funny, though, the World Wildlife Fund's own study, when they were first founded by the Nazi Prince Bernhard along with Prince Philip, was that if they industrialized the third world, people would actually have less children. But they don't care. They'd rather you have 10 children in squalid poverty so they can lord over you. This is economic warfare. That article with links to their own admissions is at Infowars.com. Speaking of austerity, the globalists want their post-industrial world. Over 90% of the debt owed in Greece, Ireland, Iceland, it's all come out in the news, is not owed by the people. Their traitorous government officials, formerly servants, signed on to Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and others' derivatives fraud and are saying the people have to prop up the too big to fail. But that was a few years ago when they signed on to those deals. We forget now, the media tells us it's our debt. Yeah, because we signed on to their too big to fail to prop them up so the very bankers that did this can lecture us all day. The globalist deindustrialization program, the post-industrial world they want, so we're all pouring into their control, is working quite nicely. The Europeans are starting to wake up, though, to the fact that in Iceland, Ireland, Greece, and other areas, over 90% of the debt, again, is derivatives that they don't owe. They're just being signed onto it. And now the Greeks are revolting, saying you're raising our taxes, cutting our benefits to pay foreign banks. And here it is. The bank runs in Greece will soon be followed by bank runs in other European nations. The economic collapse wrote, and I hope that's not the case, but we're already seeing some of that happening in Italy because all of these countries have signed on to the globalist fraud machine. Here's another one. Greeks withdraw nearly $1 billion from local banks, giant lines, because the rumors are they're going to devalue the currency and go off of the euro. Here's another. Italian bank shaken as economic slump deepens. The bankers have got them just where they want them unless they wake up and say no. Here's another one out of Bloomberg. Euro economy to sink as Spain, Italy re-enter recession. They never left the recession. They're in a globalist depression. Areas of Spain have got 35% unemployment. They're telling us our economy's great. Those of us living in the real world know it's not. Again, how much BS are we going to swallow? Here's the London Telegraph. Greece is on the brink of collapse. It's all right there in living color. Now, continuing on to what's happening in the United States, Alternet reports death by foreclosure. It's happening all the time. Desperate man commits suicide after Wells Fargo steals his home. Yeah, a lot of U.S. troops who can't get a living wage, they commit suicide at record numbers, and most often they write suicide notes. I've seen it reported. So I have read that they say that it's because they couldn't pay their bills. they couldn't pay for their house and were serving 4, 5, 6 terms. But when they die, for years, money's taken out of their check for a death benefit. That came out 3 years ago that the government made a deal with the big insurance companies to not pay their wives or husbands the money. That's patriotism, though. If you're not for taking the dead troops' death benefits, you are with Al-Qaeda. Meanwhile, as the bankers rape Europe and the rest of the world, Jamie Dimon says losing $2 billion is no big deal. It's an accounting manipulation, which it actually is, and goes on to imply that he's the source of all of our prosperity. Actually, we're having our taxes raised to pay off the derivatives this criminal created. And Obama is saying, though, that he's one of the best bankers out there. Yeah, because he is openly financing his campaign. But even the LA Times went on to point out they're doing stuff that just 12 years ago was illegal, and it's all part of the giant casino that has become the stock market and all this derivatives crud they've been shelling. Kurt Nimmo has a report on it. Obama head over heels for Jamie Dimon and J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure. My friends, I've done a lot of research, and the best gravity filter out there, bar none, is ProPure, and it's available discounted at Infowars.com. Its filters are silver impregnated to prevent bacterial growth. There's no priming required. It's NSF 42 certified. Optional fluoride filters can reduce fluoride up to 95%. Easy to set up and use. Doesn't require electricity. Purify water from lakes, streams, ponds, and wells. This filter system leaves in beneficial minerals, which is key. Save money by not buying bottled water and avoid BPA that leaches from the plastic. ProPure is the best gravity-fed filter out there. It's what my family uses. Infowars.com already has the lowest price on ProPure. But if you add the promo code WATER at checkout, you get an additional 10% off at Infowars.com. You can also call to order 888-253-3139.